Well, look, before we go any further, let's watch a bit of the moment you never want to relive. This is one of your great predictions.
We're going to win by a landslide. It will be the biggest surprise in recent American political history. It will rekindle a whole question as to why the media played this race as a nail-biter, where, in fact, I think Romney's going to win by quite a bit. My own view is that Romney is going to carry 325 electoral votes.
I mean, look, to be honest with you, I feel painful listening to that. God knows how you feel. I mean, with hindsight, were you bluffing? Did you believe this? Or is there any rational explanation for why you got it so wrong?
Oh, I absolutely believed it, and so did a lot of people. Rasmussen and Gallup both predicted a Romney victory. And Piers, CNN had a 47-47 tie race in its final poll 48 hours before the polls opened.
Well, when you look at that guy, Nate Silver, all he did was crunch the numbers, right? And he got it bang on from start to finish. Well, how can a pundit who is as experienced as you, with great respect, be so wrong when this guy just sits on his computer, crunching numbers and data, and gets it completely right?
Well, Theodore LaGuardia, when he was mayor of New York, said, I don't make many mistakes, but when I make them, it's a beaut. And this one was a beaut. And over my life, Piers, in 1995, I predicted Clinton would win, and I brought him back. Nobody else said he could. 2000, I said Bush was going to win. 04, I said Bush was going to win. 06, I said the Republicans are going to lose both houses. 08, I predicted an Obama win.
Now, you're making this sound like you're being one of the world's great pundits, Steve.
And in 2010...
But I have a little...
And in 2010, I was the only person that said the Republicans would pick up 60 to 80 seats in the House.
Dick, as you know, you've also dropped some other clangers, and we have a little roll call here. Let's watch this.
Believe the Republicans will win 60 to 80 seats in the House, and I personally believe it could go higher. I think they're going to definitely win 9 seats in the Senate, and there are 2 that may fall, giving us the majority. There's going to be a government shutdown, just like in 95 and 96. But we're going to win it this time. Ohio is overrated. He can win and will win. Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and a very good shot in Minnesota. That's a little iffy. And he'll never even have to think twice about Ohio, but he's going to win Ohio. So you're going to sue me? I said that he was going to win 60 to 80 seats in the House. We did. Nobody else said that. And I said we're going to win 9 seats.
Well, the Republicans picked up 63 seats.
68. And I said that we were going to win 9 seats in the Senate. The Republicans won 6, and 3 of the losses were by less than a point. So come on. Look, the basic
question... But you know as well
as
I do. Here's the point, I suppose. Here's the overview. You know as well as I do that you got let go by Fox yesterday. Huge blaze of attention to this. And it must have been humiliating for you because people have latched on this and they've been playing all this stuff and they've been trying to make out you are, as this particular Business Insider poll noted, someone had described you as the worst pundit of 2012. Yeah, you know this, and you know that people are laughing at you, mocking you, and so on. How does that make you feel, given you've been so respected for so long until this period?
I have gotten 30 senators and governors elected, 14 presidents and prime ministers, the president of the United States twice, and 1.5. I worked with others in the first go-round. So I'm okay on that score. But the real issue is, why did Romney lose? Well, the immediate answer is the storm. And in fact, I wrote a column I was just showing you 4 days before Election Day, entitled, In the Last Few Hours...
You mean Hurricane Sandy?
Yeah. In the last few hours, sudden danger signs in polling, saying that Obama could be coming back because of the storm. The fact of the matter is that before Hurricane Sandy started, Obama was trailing Mitt Romney in Gallup, in Rasmussen, and virtually all of the major polling, because he had lost the first debate, not recovered it in the second, and gotten a little bit better in the third. And nobody could tell the impact of Sandy. 15% of the voters made up their minds in the last 72 hours. And they cited Sandy as number 1.
But it wasn't just Sandy, because when the numbers finally came in for Obama, he just cleaned Romney's clock. I mean, he did. And unfortunately for you guys, it was a really bad beating in the end. It wasn't even close. It wasn't the nail-biter. It wasn't a surprise. Obama ran in the end of clearly a much better campaign. And you can't just honestly blame a storm and say that swung it completely to Obama. Obama was going to win without the storm.
Well, I prefer to believe that CNN's polling was accurate, wouldn't you?
Well, I think all the polls should be taken with a large pinch of salt.
I think that...
I really do, and I think that Nate Silver actually was the guy.
Yeah, but he doesn't work for CNN.
He doesn't, but we had him on this show 3 or 4 times in that period. And Nate Silver kept looking me in the eye and saying, all the pundits are wrong, all the polls are misleading, Obama's going to win this easily. And he was doing it from pure number crunching.
The question really is why Obama won by such a margin. And I think the answer is that there has been a fundamental demographic shift in the United States. And I thought that it had surfaced in 2008 because of a charismatic candidate. Then I thought it would go back down again, and it did in 2010. They didn't show up. But in 2012, they showed up again in huge numbers, and 8 million whites stayed home. And I think the Republican Party has got to change in fundamental ways. Otherwise, it will never win another election.
Okay, I agree with you, and I think many people agree with that, but you got turfed out of Fox yesterday, which people are interpreting, along with Sarah Palin being turfed out, as a repudiation of that style of Republican front person, if you like. What do you say to that? Was that why Fox let you go?
No, Fox.
And what does that mean for the party and your involvement with it at all? I mean, some will say, we don't care what Dick Morris has to say. He's irrelevant now.
Well, Fox, the last guy who was called irrelevant was Bill Clinton in '95. The point is that these changes are fundamental, and we need to recognize them and adjust to them. That does not mean we back off from our core principles. Now that the taxes have been raised on rich people, you got a simple fight with Obama. More spending against less, more debt against less, and the Republicans can win that fight. But they've got to stop victimizing Latinos and women. Start with the Latinos. They're a Republican voter base. That group is going to vote like all the other immigrant groups do. As they move up, they'll become more Republican. And I know because I ran the last 2 successful presidential campaigns in Mexico. And in both of them, the conservative Fox and Calderon won. And they are pro-family, anti-debt, and incredibly worried about illegitimacy and crime and all that. But they feel that the Republican Party hates them. And the Rubio bill has got to pass for the Republicans ever to access that vote.
What people are asking is why are Fox not interested now in your views on where the Republican Party should go?
I don't know what Fox is interested in or not.
But they also told you, didn't they?
Well, I had a wonderful talk with Roger Ailes, who I really respect, a week ago. And he said, in this business, you're up, you're down, nothing is final or fatal.
But why are you down now as far as that?
Because I was wrong, and I was wrong at the top of my lungs. The other part of this is women.
But
we have to get rid...
Hang on. That's just... People are interested in this. You know that. They fired you because you were wrong. But a lot of people on Fox were calling it wrong. Why you? Why have you been singled out?
I know. Why don't you invite them and ask?
But do you know the answer?
No, I don't. I think that I was wrong at the top of my lungs. Maybe I'm being made a poster child for that. But
do you resent the decision?
Look, Fox has given me the opportunity of a lifetime. 15 years, 3,000 interviews. And at some point, the great marriage has to come to an end. Now, we're not divorced yet.
It's got to annoy you that Karl Rove gets to stay there, doesn't it?
Piers,
he was a guy saying that the election result on the night was wrong. They had to stand up. Megyn Kelly had to start running down the corridor.
The divorce isn't final, but I am seeing other people.